folks. My name is Holy Stephen, Televerse Network. Today I'm going to talk about the stuff related to the inside business, but also can be included in the business calendar. So many startup companies lack all the challenge they have. There is a low infrastructure. There is a lack of infrastructure where they can start a business. There is a lack of finance, but all those included in one thing, and how the startup company make money and how they improve and put up their business. I'm going to talk about the important topic for a startup company, what they need to do to understand, and then with the starting point, how they can measure what we can call a success stories. The infrastructure for successful for startup company, it is for developing a product, for developing a kind of product, for developing you mean if you a startup company, you have an idea, and after having an idea, if you get infrastructure, it will depend on which industries or business you are related with, and you will need the infrastructure to develop a prototype. If there is accelerator stuff, all kind of workshop, or another things, it means that you will need where to develop that a prototype. So the prototype is the things which is very important. In the first year of the startup is the time to develop a kind of product. How product you have in your mind will look like. That's the prototype. You develop the product. So you can't measure the successful company if you measure how much money they are making. For the startup, what we need to measure is not how much money we are making. What kind of product we have built. What kind of product we have built, it is going to make us a great and the greatest company if we used to market our company, our product to the destination people or destination client. Many startup companies focusing on saying that we are finding a sales, we are finding a sales, we are finding a sales. But I want to make sure if you have been developed your product. I can tell you the short story how we have developed our kind of product, what we're putting on the market. Already in 2020, we have a knowledge, a full of a knowledge. And we have many business ideas in our mindset. But how can you market a business idea? The only way to market the business idea is to develop it. To turn those ideas into an asset. The journey of turning idea into an asset, it is going to take you the high energy. The high energy. It means there is a kind of operation, self-operation, which is going to connect you and the system operation. How are you going to know? I have the idea of building or making a pen. in my idea, in my mindset. But how does a pen you're going to make going to look like? Is to look like in the front of the client eyes, in the front of the society eyes, because you need to convince the market with the product. For startup company, if you get someone to give you a space, to give you facilities, to give you where you can sit, what you're going to do is to develop the product. You need now a space to develop the product. You need the infrastructure to develop the product. So that's why now, if you're going to pitch your business idea to investor, you don't need the money directly. You need infrastructure to develop your product. After developing your product, you need another fund for developing, for doing a market, for doing a market research, for addressing all those activities to the next. But the first thing you need, if your business idea is related to build a website, you can't make money directly to the website. You need to invest. If you get somewhere like infrastructure, you only need to develop the product. Because after getting the infrastructure, you only the things you're going to do is to develop the product, and then finally you go to define the market. I have talked yet what marketing means. Many companies, many business, many startup companies say that we want to make a sales. We want to make a sales. I want to sell this one. I want to sell this one. You can't sell product the people don't know. The people know your product because it is available on the market. It means that the marketing activities are going on the market. I'm telling you the truth, the business only made by two things and the other three, which is dominator. The business made by the product plus service over the money. So if you would put in the three or third angles, we have the part of you as the maker of the product, and we have another third part as the consumer of the product. So between the point of part, it is a product plus the service over the money, the denominator of the money. You do it there because you want money, that's the denominator of you over the money, and another side, it is a product plus service over the money. To the third side, it is a customer over the money. Money is going to be the exchange. You understand, you are the point where you are looking for money, but you need to develop the product. Really make sure if you want to be on the market, you need to be sure about the product you're going to make, about the product you're going to let the people know that you have. Disciplinarily, what many people want to do in business and what many startup or the new coming startup company are looking. The man says that we need the capital, we need the capital, we need the capital. Not only the capital. I understand you will need the capital to make what and whatever, but you need an infrastructure to develop the product which is in your mind. Actually, you need to focus on developing your product because that's what marketing needs. What marketing needs from you is the product you have. It's not the idea you have, it's the product you have. And if you are a student in a college, if you are a student in high school, what you need to understand, how I will take my knowledge, turn it into an asset. That's because the market needs an asset. The market have the problem. If the market have the problem, you need to make an asset. Assets to solve the problem. Asset can be the service or the product, intangible or tangible. Make sure you are going to make an asset. So assets only need the infrastructure. The same infrastructure as you need to learn any kind of knowledge. If you're learning programming, you need to know what programming is. And if you need to make an output of programming, you will need another computer to program the code you have in your mind. That's an infrastructure. So the market have its own infrastructure where you can use, and you will care about the operations. Only the investor, if you look at you, we need to see the operations. So also, if you want to build a good product, you will need the operations. Actually, that's what is most important to you. You are dear startup companies or smaller business. Or if you want to start a business, you make sure you're going to deal with development of your product. How you develop your product until it became an asset which is going to approach the market. Market don't need what you're talking about. Market needs what you are doing about it, the output of what you're thinking and what you're talking. That's what's going to be most important to you in the market. You can do amazing, you can say amazing, you can speak amazing, but the main things you can show the people the amazing product. So if you get somebody give you an infrastructure as a startup company, know that this is not the period of making money. This is the period of the building the product. So my name is Holy Stephen. I was talking only about why a startup company need an infrastructure. They need infrastructure because they want to develop the product. They need a factory where the prototype will be, or the prototype will be the output. So make sure if you get an infrastructure, if you apply somewhere to get an infrastructure, you spend more time in building a product, and after that, the end of having an infrastructure, you're going to put your product on the market. Continue to enjoy Televerse network program inside the business and the Webbus. You continue to build your business. Televerse network, the voice of business. We are the first one. Thank you so much.